Oh, the music stopped. Wow, I haven't. It literally just stopped on its own. That's weird. Okay, I got it back. It literally just kind of like was stuck on playing, but it wasn't playing. I don't know, that was a bit strange. Anyways, hey everybody, it's Stefan, the Old World Gamer, along with Mr. Steve, 6F Stars. Welcome to another episode of the Retro Indie Pixels podcast. It's been a little bit. A lot of things have happened. Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks, hasn't it? Yeah. Well, I mean, what? I've moved. I've got a new vehicle. A lot of things, so... Actually, was I moved? And the music's probably loud, too. There we go. I'm not sure what happened to Steve.
Sorry about that. It's really loud upstairs, and I can't stand it. I'm squirming in my seat.
Maybe... There we go. Maybe a 40 is good there for the music. Alright, anyways, so I'm still trying to get the music and audio all sorted because my computer's slowly dying, and I'm trying to make it so that I'm trying to do a donation bar thing so I can start building a new computer. So that might happen by 2030. Anyways, hello, Liz. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. We got a couple of things. Wait, now I don't know if it's been 3 weeks. No, it's been 2 weeks, Steve. We done one when I first moved in. I knew that sounded a bit long.
My bad. Hey, listen,
good.
I've had a rough time as of late.
It's okay. Time is
yes
everlasting.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to finish that statement, but that's a good way to finish it. Are you ready for some news? I've got some stuff here.
I'm gonna turn you up just a shade more. There we go.
I really don't understand why this mic is so sensitive. I apologize.
Alright, here we go. Yes, we are ready for some news, sir, whenever you are ready.
Alright, so right off the bat, you guys want some new hardware? I got some new hardware. But wait, before I even say anything, it's a brand new cartridge console, and it's coming out this year. It's called the Evercade. It has very NES controllers.
Well, Evercade Versus.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, the Evercade Versus. It's a really sleek-looking console. Again, before I even get into any details, it's got a nice color scheme. It can hold 2 cartridges. It looks like your controllers connect via USB right on the front there,
which is kind of nice. It's a good chance that you could probably use other controllers because it's USB.
Probably anything that works with the system's controller coding. Which, if I remember correctly, there's 2 of those. But anyway, Evercade VS is a brand new arcade. It's a brand new retro gaming console launching this year by Blaze Entertainment, who previously created the original handheld Evercade. Was this covered on the podcast? I'm gonna look at it.
I'm not sure. The original may have been.
I'm not sure, but I do like the original. It looks like a very cleaned up miniature Switch. But so these guys know what they're doing, I guess. You may have seen the handheld floating around YouTube and Instagram. No, we didn't. So the original went over our heads, even though we've been looking for stuff. There is so much on the internet going on with retro and indie, it's not even funny. I just had to stop and say that there, because we've been looking for exactly this kind of thing, and its predecessor, the Evercade. Didn't even notice the Evercade. The handheld finally brought back the cartridge culture that we all know and love. It featured big-named games like Earthworm Jim, Pac-Man, and Xeno Crisis. Seriously, we missed this? Okay, I'm gonna move on from that point. I can't hit on it again. This is just ridiculous. The Evercade team are now launching a home-based gaming system that has external controller support, offering local multiplayer for up to 4 players. The console simply connects into your TV's HDMI port and outputs at 1080p with no problems. That's nice. The Evercade VS also has not 1, but 2 cartridge slots, allowing you to switch between games effortlessly in a single session. The Evercade VS fully supports existing Evercade cartridges, also very nice. So for those of you that have been collecting them for some time, you're in luck. There's going to be over 280 games to choose from by the end of 2021. And with the included controllers, the 2 to 4 player games are going to be an absolute blast on this thing. Why does this always happen in the first article of the podcast?
What?
I'm so thirsty.
Oh, thirsty.
I'm so thirsty. Excuse me. When you load up the game, you can save your game from the exact frame. The exact frame. That's... I feel like there are speedrunners who are going to love and hate that, but that's an interesting detail. And you get to come back to it when you please. So there's no need for checkpoints. If you save a game on your handheld and plug the cartridge into your Evercade Versus, it will be saved exactly where you left off. What is this? Like, the Evercade and the Evercade Versus is like trying to compete with the Switch? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know.
The games themselves are all tied to the cartridges with top-of-the-line emulation powered by the Evercade Versus 1.5 GHz quad-core CPU and 512 MB DRAM. If it's anything like their handheld, you'll struggle to find any emulations problems such as audio cracks, screen tearing, and frame skips. Perhaps the Hyperkin Retron SQ should take notes.
I tore my screen.
I know. That's a weird time to tear your screen. I don't want to read more of this article. We already kind of know what we want to know. What? Okay, so one of the things that... Oh, there are a few more specifications. We talked about the 4 USB ports. It does support third-party controllers, Mr. OWG. You were correct. Updated UI with resolution options, 4:3 pixel perfect full screen, scan line filters. That's some crazy stuff. 5-volt micro USB power cable, so you can power your controllers. I'm not sure if that's for the system or not, but that may explain it. If it's not including its own power adapter, that would explain the $100 American price tag.
Hold on.
Oh, and it's got built-in Wi-Fi. Okay, that was the other thing I didn't see there.
So an HDMI cable is not provided?
No. It's...
No, it literally says HDMI output with 1080p resolution, cable not provided.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Because we
Power
already
adapter
covered.
not included.
Yeah.
So I assume that it comes with the USB cable, just not an adapter for you to plug it into a wall or something, which... Okay,
Yeah.
that's not expensive. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little bit pissed off about this for a second, because honestly, those are like two of the easiest fucking things to include with your package. What? A 6-foot 1080, so HDMI version 1 cable is like, I want to say no more than $10. Probably not even that. And I'm guessing that if you're building this machine and you're going to be selling it, and you're selling hundreds at a time, you're probably going to get a nice little deal on these. So let's say these cables are $5 a piece. And then the power adapter thing, I'm pretty sure those are literally just, hey, plug in on one side, USB plug in on one side, and then 2 prongs for, your outlet. So it's like, wait, pretty sure those are like $2. So once again, you get a bunch of them and you bundle them from one place. Let's say they're $1 each. We're only cutting that in half the price. So you're saying that like for an extra $6, you're not going to include it? Like, what? Like,
yeah,
you could have charged $120. You could have charged. That's the $6. That's an extra $20. That's $6. Okay, that's $14. Now you need to make your package a little bit bigger. So that's like $1 per package. All right, so now you're down to 13 extra dollars. Oh, and now you're going to include the power adapter and the cable? What?
Yeah, this is kind of frustrating for me because if I didn't have each of those items, which conveniently I do.
Yeah, most people do. That's the thing, and I guess that's what they're relying on. But it's like, dudes,
they are. But $30 more when it's $120. I'm not gonna, or when it's $100, you make it $130. I'm gonna be like, wow, they charged a little more just to make sure they gave you all the peripherals and stuff. I don't hate that price. It's not like they're asking a crazy amount at all. You get closer to $150 and it's expensive, but I mean, you can get more out of people, and people will be more comfortable with the product you're selling.
But that's what I'm saying. Like $120 would be a perfect price point and have everything included. That should be enough to make your box bigger. It should be enough to include both pieces that you're missing. I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, I mean, at least it's not super expensive. We're not complaining that it's too expensive.
No, not at all. We're saying that you can make it a little bit more expensive to make sure that we have everything that's supposed to be included. Look.
That's not normal.
Oh, we have covered the Evercade on the podcast, by the way.
Okay. I thought that was the case. I appreciate you digging up that information, because the bottom of the article, I look at it again and I'm like, that has to have been covered.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. As soon as I seen the actual Evercade, I was like, wait, we've covered that thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, we've definitely looked at it. Yeah, no, it's... I like the price point, I like everything about it, but it's just weird that they're not including those 2 little... crucial, but not crucial pieces?
Hold on. They don't even tell you how many controllers they include. They don't even tell you. So I'm gonna go away from this, and it's like there's 3 things that I saw. Hold up, this didn't make sense.
Wait, did they not tell you how many controllers are getting? I would assume it's 2, because it looks like every time they show it, there's 2.
Yeah, but they don't say that it comes with 2 controllers anywhere.
So, 1, I hope the fuck it does, because that'd be real stupid if it didn't. 2, there better be a way to get the 3rd and 4th controller, because that's kind of pointless. It's like, why wouldn't you allow me to buy more controllers? But
yeah,
anyways,
see...
let's hope that they're smart enough to do that, at the very least.
We might check in on this later when it is actually out for sale. Pre-orders start May 28th, and the product comes out in November this year for Christmas. So, the end of the year, we're going to come check on you guys. What was the name of this company again? Blaze Entertainment? We're coming back. We'll learn more. I have another mod thing here next. This keeps happening. I'm not really sure what's going on here, because this is one of the more strange ones. And I'm just going to say... don't hope that this one is like mass produced, because it says modder, not company. So we're not going to get our hands on any of these, but it exists in the world. A modder creates WiiSP, a Game Boy Advance, Nintendo Wii hybrid.
Okay.
I'm so jealous. Jealous.
Sure.
The retro modding scene never ceases to amaze us. Over the last 12 months, we've seen the Virtual Boy console, the boxy pixel custom Game Boy, and the Arcade Boy. but now the modder known as Stone Edge on YouTube.
Stoned Edge.
Oh, Stoned Edge.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep,
He's stoned, yo.
Has created a custom Nintendo Wii that looks exactly like a Game Boy Advance SP called the WiiSP. So,
WiiSP.
Yeah, WiiSP. This thing, I have a feeling it's like the SP that's an N64. It's just a case that looks like an SP, but we'll see as we go here. Oh no, his love for the clamshell Game Boy goes way back, and with the power of the Wii, not only being able to play Wii games, but also the best GameCube games too, Benjamin came to the mad conclusion that it would be fun to make the Wii console look like a Game Boy Advance SP. The WiiSP looks and feels like an original Game Boy Advance SP that has just a little too much junk in the trunk. The pictures kind of show you that. The thing is like thick if you go up to the, like, I guess this is the thumbnail on the video. It's like almost 6 inches tall.
Juicy.
Benjamin used a block of acrylic and then shaved it down using a CNC machine in order to get this look. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed. The bottom houses all of the goods, from the battery to the motherboard to all of the buttons, analog sticks, and so on. Around the device, it features 4 shoulder buttons, USB-C SD card to load your games, on-off, headphone jack, and volume wheel.
You got some thick-ass shoulders. You got 6 inches to put those shoulders on.
Once you pop open the WiiSP, you will be greeted with a bunch of reassessed buttons that allow the device to shut. Hold up. We don't have image. Oh no, there they are. Okay. So it looks like he recessed them in the acrylic.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, it looks really clean. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one. Here's the specifications. These are the things we want to know. We know about the CNC machine and the acrylic housing. Apparently someone named DMCKE5 did the actual milling of that. I want to say milling, but it says machined. I don't know what BB Loader 1.3 is, but it's a specification. AIO PCB, housing all components required to power a Wii Portable. 5-volt boosts, 3V3, 1V8, 1V15, and 1V USIP TPS regulator. Some of these things I don't understand, and I'm going to skip from here on. I read that and I don't understand a word of it. Like Bluetooth module, relocated. Normally we get helpful things. Is there anything else even useful here?
Okay, so you know I'm gonna have to jump out and say something that about this that could be bad. I mean, yes, it's nice that it plays GameCube games, which, as you can see on this picture I've loaded up now, oh, the GameCube, perfect for GameCube, excellent, excellent. But what I will say next is that, okay, I'm gonna play a Wii game. All right, now let's get the Wii mode. All right. Now, motion control. Alright, I'm going to try and move on this little tiny screen. I need to go over like 1/8 of an inch. Alright, I'm going to... Oh, no, it's on the other side. Okay, let's go back there an inch. Oh, it's on the other side again. This is not working out very well. I'm just saying, I'd be more worried that moving the Wii remote thing is going to be very pixel perfect. Like, yeah, no. Like, move the Wii remote like a hair. No, that's 2 hairs, idiot. 1 hair. Shit. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
One other problem here. You're going to hear this and you're going to be like, no, never. 2.5 hour battery life. That's all you get.
It's not that bad. What happened to my goddamn... Come back here, you.
Yeah, I know.
Video camera. Yeah, that's the only thing that I was kind of worried about, is that using the actual motion controls could be very But I mean, if you're playing other stuff that doesn't require the motion controls, then it should be fine, I would say. It looks real neat. I like that the recess buttons are good. The only thing that I'm worried about in that aspect is the D-pad. If you look real close, the D-pad is very flush to that. Like, it doesn't have much room. Like, I could see that acrylic biting into your fucking thumb.
Yeah.
Because that is not up very far compared to all traditional D-pads. So
you know, I don't understand why they milled that part down so low. That's way down when it doesn't need to be that low.
They needed to make a thicker D-pad, but I have a feeling if they made it chunkier, it doesn't have the same kind of like, it won't give you the same type of movement because it's bigger, and it probably, because it's has those like parts that go up and down like those little arms, then if it's blockier, it's probably going to be harder to move in the acrylic to do more pinpoint like D-padding. So
it really sucks. The other thing that sucks about that is we're never going to get to see one of these. So
no, it's true.
It's nice it exists and all, but we're going to move on from here. Our poor non-modded lives.
Yeah, our porn. Alright, next one. Oh, I already loaded for you.
That's alright. We have a couple Game Boy things here today. But this one I thought was fun and simple, and we're not going to talk about it too much. I'm just going to tell you there's a limited run republishing another 2 Game Boy titles. Pre-orders open this Friday. That was the 19th of April. It's the 29th today. So those pre-orders are probably gone. It's for Starhawk and Metal Masters. I've never heard of either of these games. And I would stop to watch the videos, but we're gonna get distracted. I will mention
is a shmup. It looks of it.
What's that?
I said Starhawk is a shmup by the looks of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the cartridge is actually like a teal blue color.
Oh,
that's really cool.
Run games. That means that these are like newer Game Boy titles that were made by Limited Run. Okay.
Oh, cool.
I think.
It says republishing. Classics.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Maybe they got the oh, Jesus. Maybe they got the okay from the company like Electro Brain here.
Wait a minute.
To make Metal Masters. Huh?
Electro Brain? The other detail about this that I do want to make sure that gets out there is they're going to be $35 each. They're a little more pricey, but this is an in-box physical edition. It doesn't seem to have a manual, but it's in a box. I mean, for any collectors out there, you're going to appreciate that. But
I need a manual.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed about that. We're actually going to talk about manuals a little later.
Oh.
I have a little discussion about that planned. But for the moment, anyone in the OWG Discord server is already going to be aware that Super Potato, Japan's legendary game store, opened its very own international eBay shop. And I may have shit my pants all over this site already.
I need to have a look at that again, because I didn't look at the consoles. I was looking. Oh shit! I'm switching stuff. I didn't look at the consoles. I just looked at the games, and of course they had a lot of high-priced Famicom games. And I'm like, that's nice and all, but I want more consoles, and that's what I'm most interested in is getting more of the consoles, because I know they're gonna go, soon, and I need to.
Well. There was one thing I found is that while their prices might have been a little higher than average, there were a lot of stuff that had all of the things that went with it. And you can get a Rockman X copy, Japanese here, that I can just see from this article that got featured, for $90 when it's trending at $33. But you're getting the case, the manual, the game is pristine, and you're getting 2 other leaflets with it that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Like, Mr. Peter Cashel wants a link. I wish I had one to give you at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck you then, Streamlabs. Here. I can paste it if I want to. Control V, bitch. Can't take that from me.
So, it's apparently as much a museum as a shop. Like, this is where a bunch of stuff ended up in Akihabara, Tokyo, Nintendo and retro related. In the picture that we have here in this article, it's showing a ton of Super Famicoms in various conditions from brand new to yellowed in little plastic casings. So I guess this is one of like the biggest caches of retro gaming history that you might come across. So
and apparently someone took the yellow part off of that one part there. They just took that piece off the console and blew smoke at only that part of the console and then put it back on every time.
I see that.
Like the rest of the like the one next to it is like yellow around all the gray part on the outside, but that one there looks pristine except for that one faceplate there. I'm like, how? Like if someone either took it from another one or like.
Look down the pile. There's one with a real clean faceplate, but the rest of it is about as yellowed as the faceplate on that one. Yeah. So I think they're doing some in-house modding, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, that's close to Peter. That's right. He can just order Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I've never looked at any of the Australian old consoles to see if there are any modded boxing. I'm pretty sure there is some. That's something to look into at some point, I guess.
It is something to look into. So I got distracted for a second. I was just gonna say, I'm gonna buy games from here. I don't know about consoles, but I'm definitely gonna get a game.
On the shop, it doesn't show any consoles, so I'm very sad, man. They have a lot of. It looks like it's a lot of Super Famicom stuff, most and Famicom. Which is fine. I mean, I still like that stuff, and I would still like to have it all.
It says that they're only posting games for international customers, but I'm assuming there's a couple waves in this business process. And as people like you and I become more interested and boost this out there, people are going to see this picture of all those consoles and be like, hey, baby, why don't you sell me your stock? Like, literally. That will happen.
If they only have Super Nintendo stuff, I mean, I've already got a Super Famicom in box, so that I don't mind. But there's other stuff that they probably have there, like accessory stuff. Oh, that reminds me of some stuff that I actually. Okay, no, stop. I'm gonna nerd out. Stop.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Please.
We had too much fun already. Let's go a completely different direction. Let's take retro to the Switch. We're gonna bring Terra Trilogy, 80s arcade vibes to the Nintendo Switch this summer. This article starts out rather ambiguously. Everyone has their own definition of retro, though we suspect a number of gamers only go as far as the NES era when they think of old school classics. Gamers of a certain age remember pre-Nintendo console days. However, when arcade machines made comforting beeps and bloops and made good use of vector-based visuals. For gamers in that age bracket, it may be worth keeping an eye on Terra Trilogy, which is out today on PS4, which was last week? I'm not sure exactly. But more importantly makes its way to Nintendo Switch in July. From Funbox Media Limited, it'll be getting a physical release. For context, the PS4 disc version has a recommended price of just £20. And if the Switch version follows the model of the current Sony release, The 3 games will also be available separately in the eShop. The 3 games in the package are Terralander 2, Rock Slide Rescue, and Terra Bomber, and each recreates and mimics a classic genre of the early mid-'80s. We'll keep an eye out for the final Switch release date. Let us know if you fancy a trip to the virtual arcade with this trilogy.
Oh, it looks like real good. He's just showing all 3 games. It wasn't too long of a trailer, actually. It was nice. Terralander reminds me a lot of Subterranea for Sega Genesis, which was fantastic. So yeah, it looks really well done, like very clean and like Atari-like, but so crisp that like you want to like just give us a taste of that now. Let's go.
Yeah, I want this game now. I saw how crisp it was and the level of detail, and I want to play this trilogy.
Yeah, looks nice.
Now, I'm going to preface my next 2 articles with I'm not a fan of Konami, and
well, not that you don't like them. It's just that you're not like a super fanboy or anything.
No. I gotta clarify. Okay, there are 2 Konamis. There's the one that made NES games, and there's the one that's now selling violent pinball gotcha games. No, it's not pinball. It's gambling. So when I talk about these things, I'm gonna be like, see, Peter knows that there's also the stuff they did to Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, and they've also don't worry, even I have a small personal beef with Konami.
Okay.
Oh, Old World Gamer, you are getting like 50 or 100 views on this one video of fucking Antarctic Adventure on 42-1. We're gonna claim copyright on this because that's our game from like fucking 1982 or something. I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like that on the person you're. Here you go. You can have like 3 cents like every 2 years or something that you're gonna get from that video. Enjoy it. Get yourself a candy. Like every 4 or 5 years, get yourself like a nice little like 5-cent candy somewhere. Enjoy the 1 cent back. Oh, it's gonna be perfection. You guys, you got it.
So I didn't mean this preface to go as crazy as it has, but I understand how you feel. A lot of people may or may not have been bothered by this company. So when I talk about these things and when I talk about Konami, it's going to be mostly in the retro light. For example, the Konami code turned 35 today. Or not today. It was Friday last week again, I think. And someone on the internet's released an album of lo-fi Gradius tracks.
Nice.
I wanted to be all like, yeah, the Konami code, holy crap, is a year older than me, and right now that's a big deal. But no, the whole thing is like, it's a big part of gaming history, and here it is getting a little older with me. There's a link to this song or this track list. No, there isn't. Wow. There's a
YouTube video right there. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna do this for the live audience, you guys, if you want to listen to lo-fi Gradius. There you go.
What do
Happy
I feel
birthday,
like
Konami
they must
code.
be like frying up something upstairs again. Like I keep feeling like I smell grilled cheese sandwiches being made, and I'm like, either that or I'm having like a very mild like your brain thing going on. You know, where you smell toast and stuff, as they say. So if I'm smelling grilled cheese, I'm just getting a mild. Jesus.
Oh boy. No, you're smelling something else, and you're confused. That's.
It could be.
Your smell is
My nose has been fucked with a little bit, so it's okay.
Speaking of past Konami, not noses getting effed with. Sorry. There was a game that got canceled for Dreamcasts. It's getting resurrected just like the Dark Lord himself that we go after in the game. Feels planned, man. So this article was updated. I don't know when exactly, because they're not telling me dates on these articles. They're just giving me times and like
Tuesday.
day of the week. Yeah, that doesn't tell me, like, this could have been 5 years ago for all I...
No, it's Tuesday past at 9:10, yo.
Okay.
Believe in it.
I believe in it. There was a demo that they showed at E3. It's been released, and I guess it's on. See, I don't. There's not a lot of information given.
Okay, no, it is because they put this article up at what 9 on Tuesday, 9:10 a.m. and it says at 5:20 a.m. April 27th, which was Tuesday, was when this tweet went up. So there you go. Now I have reference, sir.
Thank
the calendar has been fixed.
McKay knows how I feel, but I appreciate you doing that. There's still not a lot of information here. The demo is available in CDI and GDI formats. You can run it on the original hardware via a CDR or an optical disc emulator. Okay, that tells me a little bit more, but it still sounds like an enthusiast's game. Sonia Belmont and a character called Victor Belmont in 1666. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if this is like Simon's parents. I don't know. They don't tell you anything. This article literally has like 3 paragraphs and no details.
There's got some set of feet on it. Running through the lava like it's nothing.
Wait a minute. That looks like a PlayStation 1 game. I love it. A very polished PlayStation 1 game.
Very Polish PlayStation 1 game.
Hey. I didn't... You did that.
What? Is there something wrong with Polish PlayStation games?
No. Just... Why any...
You seem very offended by that, and I don't understand why. What did I do? I just said it was a Polish game.
Why any national detail? Okay, I'm just being silly now.
It's because you said Polish, dude.
Okay.
They're both spelled the same, just one has a capital and one has a lowercase. It's okay.
So yeah, I guess to anyone who liked Castlevania Resurrection got resurrected. Like I said, feels planned, man. Good luck playing the demo in whatever format you do, and if you're interested in sharing anything you find out, you can hit us up on the Twitters at OldWorldGamer or at 6evcyrus. But I really can't. OW Gamer. I did it wrong. I'm sorry.
No, I don't blame you. I blame people who steal my name and then never use their fucking accounts because they're dumbasses. It's probably the troll people from like YouTube years ago. It's okay.
That'd be silly.
Yeah, no, it happens. Holy shit! It looks like it's not easy, but at the same time, it looks like she's taking fuck all damage.
Yeah, I would play this game. It looks like some of that stuff is really cool.
Oh, whoa! You jumped through the floor?
Is that like an electro whip?
Oh yeah, this person just jumped through the floor. Look at that.
Okay, it looks like this code's a little unstable.
Oh, there you go.
Alright.
To the darkness.
You remember how I said I wanted to talk about manuals?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about manuals. Do you miss instruction manuals?
Yes.
Me too. Now, there's a whole big article here, but really,
it's just easier for us to talk about how we feel about it, hence it being called talking point.
Exactly.
Hey, how's it going, Game Hunter? So, I don't know about you, but in my childhood, of course, I know Steve's all like, oh, my parents somehow loved me, but they hated me later because they bought me a bunch of Nintendo games. And I'm like, oh, it must have been nice. That's not, my parents were okay and stuff, but they didn't buy me a bunch of games. So you go and rent some games. You go, oh, okay, going up to the drugstore this weekend, buddy, on a Friday. They got 3 for $5 on. I'm getting 3 games. I don't even know what one. I might get 3 Sega Genesis games. Yeah, I don't know. They got Sega Genesis. They got Nintendo, Super Nintendo. This is life was fucking perfection. So you go and you spend your $5 on 3 games you're gonna have for the whole weekend, and this is what your weekend's gonna be. And I don't know how the weekend just seemed to be like fucking. It felt like a week long, but really it was still only just 2 fucking days. But you go and get your 3 games, and of course, where this drugstore was for me was literally like 35 minute drive. So what are you going to do on the way home? You're going to open up the rental case and take out the instruction manual. So you can have an idea of what this game is about, how to play the game. And when I was younger, I had an issue with playing Shadowgate. And it's only because the manual said about opening stuff that I said, wait, maybe there's something I missed that I could open. I got stuck on the first screen, or the second screen, because I didn't get the key from the skull above the door. The very first door. Didn't think about it because I didn't know this type of game. But the instruction manual helped me. So I have a memory of that, and then because of that memory, having the instruction manuals on the way home to read gave me some insight on how to play the game. The first time I got to play Donkey Kong, I got to learn, okay, if I, press down on this, I can do this double slide and get bananas. Little did we know that we were never going to fucking use that or care. But, I mean, it gave you, information that normally you probably wouldn't have figured out. So, yeah, I thought instruction manuals were fantastic. Plus, a lot of times, yes, they just took pictures from the games in later versions, but in earlier versions, you got, like, art. Like, hey, here's some concept art kind of stuff on this page of, like, this enemy and that enemy and stuff. And so it felt like, hey, I'm getting, like, basically a little art book to go along with my game. So I think it's great.
So I have 3 things that I want to talk about specifically. First off is Zelda 2, Link's Awakening. I thought the manual would help me, and I kept going back to it, and it never did. But I thought it was cool. And then King's Quest 6, if you didn't have the manual, you couldn't do the copyright protection. And they made a nice manual where it was like, it was like,
oh, you had to answer a question in order to, like, play the game sometimes?
It's the puzzles on the cliffs, and the answers to the puzzles were cleverly hidden in the book. So there's a lot of lore, and like I said, the cover was really neat because they must have pressed it. It was like paper you'd use or cardboard you'd use for like giving a gift card or whatever, but they made it feel like leather. The dang thing surface had all that little texturing. And so that manual was amazing just because you had to look at it, and it was detailed and it was artistic. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is the Final Fantasy VIII in specific, because I remember looking in there and being like, what's in this? And it gives a detailed, like, here are the characters. These are their full names. These are how old they are. This is a little bit of their backstory. And it's just so amazing. The things you can do externally to give someone a more nostalgic and attached feeling to the lore.
And I agree with Peter there. It's nice that they also included maps with some of the RPGs. Now it's just like, oh, that's fine. You can download this PDF. And I'm like, but still, like, you know what I liked about those maps? I'm going to put it right here, right next to me, so that when I'm playing my game, I don't have to go into a menu. I don't have to go to my PDF. I can just go, oh, here it is. Oh, okay, I need to go over there. Great, alright. And then just keep playing. And then not only that, but it's physical. It's something that I'd rather look at than a plain wall. Or like my poster of the Backstreet Boys or something. So
There was another point that Mr. Peter Cashel brought up as well. How do you learn the controls? And my response was just go. They're going to tutorialize the hell out of you anyway. So on that point, just go.
But there's always times where they don't teach you, like in some of the games that like in the very old games, there wasn't that much stuff to have to know about. Then in the more modern games now, like you just said, they have all these like crazy, okay, give me tutorials on how to get health by eating food, and it's like, okay, that's kind of, we should know that by now, but I guess someone doesn't. Anyways, but then you had that middle ground where they kind of like, hey, we're gonna tell you how to play, but we're not gonna tell you everything, so just kind of. But if you had the manual, that's where, like I was saying with Donkey Kong, with the slap thing or like jumping in certain parts, that was all marked in the manual. They didn't tell you that,
right?
But I mean, if you went and played the game, again, like a lot of that stuff you probably wouldn't have cared about, or like, hey, you can jump and ride on the steel keg. So I mean, it's just the little things that it helped add, I think, as well.
Well, I want to stop this conversation with one point. Okay, so if you can't see our visuals on the non-live version of the cast, I apologize. I'm holding up a Switch game case and the Animal Crossing leaflet that was in it. This plus a game feels empty. You gave us something and then you took it away, and you expect us not to miss it.
And then not only that, but this is why I was saying Nintendo should do something fun and more unique, like, hey, we're going to do an updated NES that has these little tiny carts in it, but you're still getting a cartridge. So it makes you feel like, oh, look, I'm getting an old Nintendo cartridge. Then you plug it in to your thing or whatever, and it's literally just the same thing that we're using now, except it helps inject that game into the system or however they want to do it. But at least then it would seem more fun, especially for retro people, because we'd be like, oh, this is great. But then, of course, I'm sure the more modern people are all like, bro, I don't want to have things that are this big. I'd rather have micro SD saws. So and then my thing to that is, so what? You can fucking lose it, idiot? Like, no. Make it big enough so that if you, somewhere in my room, okay, well, it's definitely not in every nook and cranny that's possibly in the house. It's a big thing that's not going to just fit into, like, a crack in the wall.
Yeah.
I would have guessed when I first played the games and never knew there was an order that a manual gave me in order to go through. Okay.
Make a manual in the shape of the original cart. Mr. Peter Cashel has a very creative way to do physical releases of retro games on Switch. That would be amazing.
Anything would be fun. I at the very least, give us something more than just what Steve just showed us for the Animal Crossing for Switch. This little dinky little cart, and then a double-sided pamphlet, basically. That's what we're paying $70 for. That feels
and a piece of
shitty
crap plastic. That's,
like, I understand we're paying for the programming that's on that little cart, but it still feels like we're not getting, like, give me a little pin, give me a magnet, give me anything, man. That would be like more. That's the whole point of the instruction manual, is that if you had that little thick little thing, you can even have it in 2 or 3 languages. At least we'd have that like actual physical feel, like, oh, this is a hefty manual, my game feels like it's heavy, I love this, I feel like I'm actually getting my money's worth, instead of like, oh, is the game in this? I don't know. Like the other day I picked up the Pokemon to put in because I was playing Animal Crossing, and I was like, I don't know if the game is in this, it doesn't feel like it, and when I opened it I'm like, oh yes it is, okay. Like, do that with a Nintendo cartridge in its fucking box. I can guarantee you'll know if it's there.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing about the modern era. I've actually watched people eat the carts too, so you gotta wonder at a certain point.
What?
Don't make it too. People.
Oh, hey
Same
guys!
thing with DS cards.
It's Josh, the Game Eater here. I'm gonna eat myself another Pokemon Sword Switch game today. So delicious.
They actually had to make the cartridges taste bad so people wouldn't eat them. I mean,
what?
But, yeah.
Did it taste good before?
Don't ask me. I wasn't the one eating them. We're gonna. That's where we stop talking about this because that's so off the original topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Well, the manuals thing goes into a much deeper cosmetic problem with games, so it's reasonable that we went down the rabbit hole. I have something fun for you guys here next. I can't even.
I've already seen this too, by the way. I almost went and got this article myself.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you had seen this one. I'm sorry, guys. Normally when I share stuff with you, I'm 100% on board, and I think it's awesome. But, this one just... Well, it's about as random as I brought to the cast, and I'm gonna get past my giggling now and just go ahead and say it. Have you ever wanted your Game Boy to become a game man?
It's basically just like a fat, chunky tablet.
Yeah, it really is. I love this thing and I hate it. It's too big. Like, it is I was talking with Sam about this before we went live because it was, I don't know, I had the articles like a couple hours early. And we literally sat here laughing about this for 15 minutes and I'm still laughing about it.
Dude's all like, in the video, oh, it's hard to hold both the buttons and play properly. It's like, you made it! You could have made it smaller, dummy! Like, why? You done this to yourself, dude! Like, what did you, like, oh, if it was only smaller. Well, you could have kept the buttons small and just... Oh, well, now you can plug it into the fucking TV. Who gives a shit? The buttons are still garbage, dude.
That's exactly
like, make it into an arcade stick or something. Like, oh my god. Play it like an arcade stick. Don't be so...
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This thing is impractical, but...
What?
For
18 hours to recharge it? No.
What the fuck? This thing better have a 36-hour life. Like, what's the battery life on this thing? This ain't
no, just guessing.
Game,
okay, I was
man.
gonna say, I was like, what? Boasts a 5.6-inch full color. Who gives a shit?
Not me.
Like I said, you just got yourself. I can get a 10-inch fucking tablet and get an emulator on it. Like, who cares?
My comparison was when I was talking to Sam. The Switch Lite is about the same size. And guess what? There's more screen. And it's easier to use the buttons. I love the Game Man for this impractical reasons.
He complains about his own fuck. Oh, it's really hard to press the buttons. Like, why did you do that?
I don't know. He did it, and he doesn't know why he did it. This was clearly not something we were going to talk about forever, but if you ever wondered if the Game Boy grew up, there is a Game Man now. Game Man. It happened. It's
Make
very
sure
impractical.
you accentuate that M there, Steve, when you're saying that.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
I have problems with English. I apologize. We're gonna move on from the Game Man to another talking point.
Oh, fuck.
Except we're not gonna talk about it as much. Because we're all gonna be sad.
No, there's a simple reason as to why. I mean, first, open up your talking point, sir, for the people listening.
Alright. So, why did Nintendo give up on its Classic Edition concept so soon, Mr. OWG, if you'd please?
And I assume what they mean by Classic Edition concept, they mean the cartridge loading, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, and then all of a sudden they done GameCube, which was disc. But you know what Nintendo's like. We want to be different because, you know, we don't want to be the same as everyone else. So, you know, but at the same time, we have to get, you know, up to speed with everyone else. So, hey, everyone's doing discs. We're doing this too. We're just doing mini ones.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's cool and all, but you probably could have loaded more onto those bigger discs.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have made a just as cool a system. You just wanted to call it a cube, I guess, or whatever. That's nice. But I mean, again, I said it earlier during the instruction manual one. Like, why don't you just make games that look like carts and just make a system that looks like a Nintendo, and people will be all like, "This is deadly," because you have the more modern people who are trendy. Be all like, oh, look, it's a retro, like, modern thing, so it's a Switch, but it's also looks like a Nintendo, and it functions like a Nintendo, because I can put my Switch games in, like a cartridge, haha, this is cool. Then you got people like us who are all like, yes, I love this, because it reminds me of, you know, growing up with a Nintendo. This is perfect, I love that they've done this. And so everyone's happy. Again, I'm Nintendo, I'm handing you more fucking money. Just take it and do it already. So the reason why they switched is because everyone else was changing. So, I mean, what they're showing you right now are the mini versions. So, I mean, if you think about that, the mini versions are still basically emulators, was what they use for like a lot of the other old stuff for other systems. Plus, it's still USB. For controllers and stuff. So again, like they're still keeping up to the, you know, what everyone wants. They want little small versions of the old stuff, but make it USB, make it wireless, make it this, make it that. I don't want to be able to do this, but I want to do that, and Jesus. It's fine, that's cool.
I'm just gonna come out and say it, they were a fad. They were never meant to satiate the market. They were a temporary money grab so they could do bigger things. What those bigger things were, in a lot of cases, is to be decided. But it's a little way to keep, you know, retro history alive in a little bit more modern fashion that might stand the test of time a little better. So I can see why people want these things. Personally, I would love to have the NES Mini.
I have a NES Mini.
There's no point if I can't play all the games on it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's to allow people who haven't played those to play like the most popular and quote unquote best games for the NES. But I don't really think they gave up on the concept because it wasn't really their concept. They've done a Sega Genesis Mini, they've done a TurboGrafx 16 and a PC Engine Mini. I'm pretty sure they've done a Dream. Like, didn't they do one for almost every system now? I'd love to have them all. That'd be fantastic. But again, as a collector, it's kind of like, oh, that's nice. I'm just gonna put this on the shelf to say that I have it. But I'd still rather have, like, an original plus all the games, you know, again. I don't think they really gave up on the concept of the minis. It's just... Because, wait, they didn't do an N64 one, did they?
They got snagged on the N64 Mini, which was a point that if it wasn't brought up, I was going to say there may have been copyright problems that Nintendo couldn't even retain their N64 copyrights, so how do I pass it on to the Mini?
But why wouldn't they be able to retain the copyright? It's theirs. I have a feeling like
bad filing.
What?
They may have misfiled some information and said that it was a free thing that they could, after a certain point, they could no longer use it again in a system because they were going in a completely different direction anyway. That's just a crazy assumption. But why would they get snagged on something like
Well, as I mentioned to you before, the N64 did have a weird resolution compared to a lot of other systems. So it could have something to do with that, because anyone who has ever tried using original N64 hardware will run into issues usually when they first try to hook it up. Be like, whoa, how come this is not working right? It's because the resolution is like 240p instead of 144. And so what they did, I think, was they basically skipped from 144 and went to 480. So there was no 240 really. Like, the old TVs could do it because they had the functionality, but new TVs can't. Because they just understand, like, your basic RCA. Because the 240, I don't think, was used that much, so it was literally just like the N64 was only around for, that period of time in the late 90s or mid to late 90s. And so
I know that number is used a lot in speedrunning now. They say it's very smooth when you can get it from your console to whatever device you're capturing from. So when you talk about it in that context, I was kind of vaguely aware that it was used somewhere in the timeline.
But it can't happen due to licensing issues with titles, according to Peter.
Thank you, sir. Titles. Well, there were a lot of varied titles on the N64.
But see, but again, I would still argue the fact, like, how many of their titles? Because you're only looking at adding like 30 to 50 games on the mini. So, like, does that mean that many of them had issues for licensing?
That would
and
be
does that
disgusting.
mean that if you wanted to, you could like literally pirate the fuck out of N64 carts because licensing issues? There's a lot of loopholes there.
Yeah, that says a lot more than they want it to, I think.
Most of the best-selling games are not Nintendo.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense.
I guess, yeah, outside of like... Yeah, because like Diddy Kong Racing was Rare, who are now with Microsoft, wasn't Rare, but... And now a lot of that stuff is starting to kind of get dissolved too. Like, it seems like PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo are starting to see each other as like, we're not really competition anymore. We just all got our own shit going on. We're getting ready to bring the Rare games back. But they've done it with Nintendo and Super Nintendo. And technically, those Rare games were fairly popular games as well. I guess it could be the age. But I mean, at this point in time, like, we shouldn't be waiting too much longer before I guess that would happen again. Like if it is a restriction on like how long the copyright is or licensing lasts. I'm not sure. There's probably a lot of information that we'd have to get into to figure all that out. Steve is
I'm sorry, someone just handed me an HDMI cable. I'm like, what is going on with this?
What?
And I'm just like, everything's okay, don't freak out.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying earlier, McKay. N64 emulation, well, yeah, actually, when it first started, it was very terrible. I remember playing Mario 64 first time on an emulator, and every star was black. Don't know why, they just, for some reason, they could not get that sprite to work properly or something.
I know of a game that you still can't emulate to this day. You want to know what it's called? Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. That's another game that's probably really popular that they can't get the rights to. Probably not, though. I was the only one who liked that game. But, yeah, I'd like to see a better mini environment. I wish they could get all the rights to those games for like NES or whatever and then just release, this is the whole NES library on a mini.
Project 64 was good. I think I remember one called Corn 64 or something.
The heck?
Yeah, listen, back in the day when people were doing emulators for systems like the N64, because I guess back when I was in high school, it was the mid to late 90s, so like the N64 was just out, so getting an emulator for it was like, whoa, I'm gonna be able to play N64 games. And yeah, so getting any of them to work for any amount of time was like, felt like such an accomplishment. Yeah, I remember that. I think it worked. Yeah, the Corn 64 emulator was actually fairly good for the time that it came out.
Have anything to do with Conker's Bad Fur Day? Well, I think we've more than exhausted that talking point. I had a lot of fun having some talking points this time.
I love talking about points, Steve.
Point taken. It's on the wall. We're gonna move on to my 3 TIG source forums games. I'm also going to say that I didn't have a spotlight game this week. I didn't happen to find anything that met that level, but I do want to make sure you guys see some of these games on the TIG source. So our first game here, there's no information other than the name, Orkk, free RPG. It's an old school style RPG and it's free. You can download it from the Google Drive. I'm gonna play this video here. I don't think it matters if they're synced or not. Ooh, volume warning.
Let's turn it up.
I want to say this is like Castle of the Winds kind of dungeon crawler with a little more detail.
Okay. Reminds me of something you'd see in DOS.
That's why I make that comparison. I'm sure there are others, and that is a poor comparison, just because it's probably one of a genre. But it looks pretty clean. It looks fun. It's kind of hard to tell what the point is. Maybe you get the story, and then from there you just kind of... There's more gameplay than interacting with the plot or whatever. But I'd give that a play. That looks like it's worth at least one play. It's kind of frustrating when they don't give you additional details, but it fits into my genre spectrum, and the art style looks pretty good. So I gotta say words. I gotta try.
I gotta say words.
Yes. I'm gonna just move on from that now. I don't know what else to say about Orkk. Have you guys ever wanted to combine sheep herding and tower defense?
Oh, actually, that could be kind of interesting. I already understand where the concept of this game is going.
When I saw...
What the fuck was that? Why was there a bunch of fucking explosions?
What the heck? Was that bears running at your sheep?
That's what it looked like. I don't know why like a bunch of shit was just blowing up in the background too. Just someone's really hardcore after your fucking sheep. Jesus. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna stop being a shepherd now if I'm getting like explosives thrown at me. Fuck this. Bye sheep, bye, and just run away with your dog. Like, yeah, fuck that.
So apparently there are seasons. I'm not really seeing... Oh, okay, so there's placeable objects and stuff. I'm not sure how those sheep are propagating, but...
I don't know. How do they propagate?
This actually looks fun and different. You're actually shooting things. And no, those are not bears. They're... dire wolves? This is everything I didn't know I wanted in tower defense. Could this have multiplayer and a gun? Yes, it has a gun, but does it have multiplayer? It's gonna come out in summer 2021. I may wish this game. Are there exactly 20 of them? I didn't count these sheep, Peter. What the heck? So if you guys thought those two games were fun, different, and weird, have you ever seen a game designed by a 5-year-old?
No, I need to change this fucking song too.
Okay. Alright, this is my last game and coincidentally my last article. Shrot. Bubble Blaster Adventure, apparently designed by a 5-year-old. The game is a Shrot Bubble Blaster Adventure, and this is not a typo. I'm Shrot, and I'm not short. says the fearless sheriff. Shrot is our homeschooling project led by our 5-year-old boy while the schools were temporarily closed. Join Shrot on his quest to defeat the mischievous King Chomp and save Princess Federline.
Wait, what? Princess motherfucking Federline!
I did not read this before, but it's interesting to see that a mom and dad sat down and helped their kid plan out this game. So you save Princess Federline by completing imaginative levels, not letters. In Shrot, Bubble Blaster Adventure on iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac OS. Beware, King Chomp and his minions have taken over Makatara Island and have flung Shrot to the farthest reaches of the mighty jungle. Shrot is off wandering through mysterious worlds to find the legendary Bubble Blaster. Whatever you do, be sure to put an end to King Chomp's evil plans and save Princess Federline.
You're loving that.
I am. It's as bad as GameMan. GameMan it's too big. We need Game Boy. GameMan it's too much.
Game Boy instead of Game Man.
That didn't help at all. The courageous little boy must run, jump through a series of obstacles, and fight his way through each part of the island to save the day and discover the secrets of the magical Bubble Blaster. Cross colorful, handcrafted seas, lava lakes, jungles, ancient temples, racetracks, asteroid fields, and snowy mountains. Make use of cool power-ups like an electric bubble, ice freezing bubble, shrinker bubble, teleporter, super jump, and ultra speed as you chase down King Chomp and his cavalcade of minions. I have literally nothing else to say about this game. Other than, holy crap, a kid made an indie game with the help of his parents. And on top of that, it fits tropes for gaming. I have nothing more to say here.
It's cute that a 5-year-old made it and that they're trying to get their child into, I guess, into the game development thing, especially if that's something that they're into already themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to see more games from these parents and this kid. I really hope to see more. Because if this first game is any indicator, there are some masterpieces coming from that family game studio. Alright, buddy. This is it. I'm out of things, and I went really quickly, so here, take over. I'm gonna sit here and look pretty for a while, okay?
Alright, well, I was kind of in the middle of trying to roll a joint at the same time.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not, Jesus, not your fault. Alright, I'm going to switch over the news here real quick. Okay, I'm sorry for anyone who's listening to what is trying to pretend to be music. What the fuck is that? I need. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just pause that for now. Jesus Christ. And apparently, I can't find like. There it is. Jesus. Done.
Welcome to the podcast, Kitsune.
Sometimes my computer So much love. So much love. That's for you, by the way. Yeah. Alright, so now I can take out the dimmer, but before I do that, I'm just going to preface first that there's no Best of Steam. There is no any retro news this week because I'll explain. First, for Steam, there wasn't really anything there that caught my eye enough to warrant a Best of Steam, which usually I'd want at least a minimum of 3 games. So there wasn't 3 games there. Not that I could see. There are Kickstarters. I do have some Kickstarters this week. There's 4 of them, actually. Can't guarantee that they're going to be fantastic, but I'm not going to say they're terrible either. Excuse me. But, as for indie retro news, same type of thing. A lot of games that were covered there were not stuff that I was really particularly excited about personally. And it's not that they don't have any merit or anything. It's just if it's not stuff that I'm into, I'm not going to be as excited. And why waste 30 seconds saying, hey, this is how you can play it? Okay. You know, it's just I'm not even going to do it justice at that point. So I'm going to go right into news. And we're starting with Capcom Arcade Stadium brings Coin-Op Classics to PS4, PC, and Xbox One next month. So Capcom has announced that its retro-infused celebration of its formative years, Capcom Arcade Stadium, will be bringing its catalog of classics to all 3 platforms on May 25th, following on from its release on Nintendo Switch back in February. So this has already been out on Switch since February. So I'm going to throw on this little video here. It's like 4 minutes long, 4.5 minutes long.
Are we going to watch the whole thing?
Maybe. I'm sure it is.
Partial nudity and drug and alcohol use? Arcade games. Why are you so raunchy?
You hear that? Steve just stepped on something. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, they're showing us some of the classic arcade games now. So, geez, if you're just in co-op games from arcade, there's going to be a lot there, yeah. Although, it's just, why not, but does that necessarily mean that they're co-op games? Because a lot of these look like they're one-player games as well. So, anyways, Capcom Arcade Stadium collates 32 old-school arcades in one handy package. Players can purchase games in packs of 10 or receive the whole collection for a discounted price of $40. The arcade on the offer run the... What? Arcades on offer run the gauntlet of shmups fighting games. That sentence seems fucking weird. Arcades on offer run the gauntlet of... Like, what the fuck is that? Some of the genres included in this series are shmups, fighting games, brawlers, and platform adventures featuring iconic brands such as Street Fighter II, Strider, 1941, Ghouls and Ghosts, Final Fight, Commando, Pro Gear, and many, many more. Oh wait, that looked like one of the Dynasty Warriors type games.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a couple of arcade games that were like beat 'em ups. I played one of them on stream, I think, and possibly, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost positive I'll put it up on YouTube. It's only like 30 or 40 minutes long, but it was fun to play.
Come to think of it, I think I remember that now. But it's so obscure, even when you mention it, it's like, you don't expect that to have been the case.
Well, it's probably a game, an arcade that was released only in Japan. We didn't even have it here, so I mean, getting to play it on an emulator now is like, oh, this is like brand new to me. Which, well, I guess any game that you've never played before is brand new to you.
Did I just see Strider?
Yep, Strider's there.
Okay. I couldn't remember that was a Capcom title. Boy, someday I'm gonna be real depressed when I find out there's no existing copies of Ghoul School left.
What?
I don't know. I think about a lot of this retro stuff that has copyrights that are
bandwagon
cool.
for collecting.
What's that?
I said a lot of people jump on the bandwagon for collecting, unfortunately.
That's a lot of retro games that the Switch is going to be supporting now, though. I kind of like that.
It's kind of shitty that, like, if you can't get... Well, a lot of these are arcades as opposed to actual just, like, games that you play on Nintendo, Super Nintendo. But, I mean, like, some of them are also... were ported over to those systems. So it's like... If you already have them, well, okay, that's a game that you're not really getting new, but I guess you're getting the real arcade version. That's the one way to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like I said, I mean, not like I said, but like, how many of these machines would you never have gotten to play anyway?
True. Nah, man.
I know that's a weird way to look at that, but...
I often wonder if there's ever going to be a time when I get to own my own arcade machine. That's going to be a fun time as well if I ever do get one. Just like trying to fix it up and restore it as best I can, and then being able to play it whenever the fuck I want.
You aren't going to go get that R360 out of the field, are you?
Maybe. If they'll let me have it. And ship it over from England, which will cost, a couple $1,000s. No big deal.
You find something better in Canada. That's why I made that joke.
And to be quite honest with you, if you see the picture on my screen right now, those are like the traditional Japanese arcade consoles. I would love to have one of those. We didn't grow up with those, but they look nice. I don't know, they just look nice.
Why does that feel like a casino, but not a casino?
Because you can sit down and actually have your knees and legs underneath the controller. Whereas ours were flush with the front. So you're always having to stand or sit on a bar stool with your legs to the side.
That looks really nice. I wish we could have had something like that.
Dynasty Wars. That's actually the one that... I was talking about that's Dynasty Warriors game, or at least a part of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms series. Anyways, moving on. All 5. I figured Game Hunter would enjoy this. All 5 Shantae games are on Switch now. Oh god, I didn't mean to load that ad. No. Okay, it stopped kind of. All 5 Shantae games are on Switch now, commemorating nearly 20 years of history. It's hard to believe it's been around that long, but publishers have been drawn to it like a prospector to a gold mine, as evidenced by the 30 to 40 games that flood the eShop each and every week. Also, if there's a game that can possibly be ported to it, it probably exists. They're not meant to Switch, of course. The list is growing all the time, now includes all 5 Shantae games throughout WayForward's history. With the original hitting Switch just yesterday, the catalog is complete. And the WayForward even talked about how they're all available on Switch as well. Shantae Risky's Revenge, Shantae the Pod's Curse, Shantae Half Genie Hero, and Shantae the Seven Sirens are all available right now. That's the full list. They don't talk a price point, though. Unfortunately. I'm sure they're not too expensive, but I would say I would say $10 maybe, $15 at most. I would hope it's not even that much. The first one's $10. Okay. I knew I felt something in my teeth. Stupid popcorn kernel. Okay. Alright. So yeah, there's not too much more information about that, but I just figured I'd mention it. I knew that Mr. Game Hunter there was a big fan of the Shantae series. And I can understand, sir. I can understand. Alright, so right on cue, new Pokemon Snap's whole roster was Datamined.
What?
Yeah, so I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything. I've just gone from barely keeping tabs on Pokemon Snap to seeing the entire list of featured Pokemon in a single image. Talk about Whiplash. I hadn't really thought about the potential of this photo hunt adventure to be Datamined, but that was so naive. It's still Pokemon. We got to see them all. This is just the latest effort by data miner at Cyrus M, whose Nintendo-related findings we've reported on several times over the years. They've shared other new Pokemon Snap info today as well, but for most of us, the folks who can't resist peeking, the game's full launch roster is the focal point. You're going to want to bounce off this post right now if you're averse to spoilers. So, I'm not going to spoil it, because I'm going to be playing it tomorrow. So, that's what that's going to lead into is I'm going to be streaming Pokemon Snap. I don't usually buy brand new games and stream them, but that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, so...
Boy, shout outs to Liz for buying him a brand new grand game, apparently.
That's right. Thank Liz for that. It's all because Liz went out of her way to get that, pre-order that for me as part of my birthday gift, and now I'm going to have a new game to play on release. And I know I don't do that. You all know that I usually don't do release games. I just, one, I usually don't have the money, and two, I don't go out of my way to just milk that, viewership just because it's a new game. I'd rather people come for me instead of the game, but that sounds gross. Anyways, so look forward to that tomorrow. What time is it starting? I don't know, around 12 o'clock or something my time, maybe a bit later. It all depends. But we're also going to be doing a big Mega Candy Bowl, too, so I'm going to be doing all that on stream, too. You guys are going to be sick to your stomach. You're like, you dirty bastard. It's okay. I'm fine with being a dirty bastard. Moving on. Mortal Kombat movie premieres on the UK streaming services on May 6th. Warner Brothers has finally announced the UK release date for its cinematic adaptation of NetherRealm Studios' Mortal Kombat. As spotted by Eurogamer, the critically panned but financially successful fighting flick will hit UK streaming services May 6th at a rental price of £15.99. Ooh. That's expensive. Well, I guess you can watch as much as you want in a week, but once you watch it once, isn't that fine?
I've already heard people raving about this without spoilers, and also raging about it without spoilers.
After facing down several production modes and perpetually shifting dates, Mortal Kombat finally premiered April 23rd in US theaters, or at least those that are currently open, and on paid streaming service HBO Max, which will carry all Warner Bros. Releases for the duration of 2021. The frenetically edited action-adventure had a hugely successful launch, hitting $22.5 million USD at the physical box office while streaming around 3.6 million homes. Available only on YouTube. Coming weekend will be crucial to ascertaining whether Mortal Kombat has staying power or is a one-weekend and done premiere. Producer Todd Garner has spent the past week candidly and overwhelmingly thanking fans and audiences for their support and constructive criticism. At this stage, at least one sequel seems like a sure bet. For whatever it's worth, as a diehard MK fan, I found more than enough to enjoy about the movie to want to see more from this universe. At least that is what I think my opinion is going to be. As I live in the UK, I've not watched the movie. I hope I enjoy it and I see it the first time on May 6th. And that is from the editor, not me. I'm hoping I'll get to see it someday. I'm sure I will. Because it seems like the superhero and gaming movies have become miles further since the 90s and early 2000s. So they're actually worth watching now.
There's one special effects thing that I saw that makes me want to see this.
Okay.
And it was in the trailer. And the trailer's been up and down Twitch, and Twitch gives me all the ads in the universe. Sub-Zero holds up one hand and puts the other hand over it, and an ice blade forms as he's moving the one hand across the other hand.
Oh. Sub-Zero.
Very nice special effects. Very nice.
Special. Yeah, no, I see wanting I want to see this. I couldn't get the words out properly, but yeah, I want to see this. I can't see it being so terrible. I mean, people shit on stuff all the time, and I watch it, and I'm like, "Why? This is not that bad." People watch worse shit than this, so people watch B-rated movies. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, an unreleased SNES title, Nightmare Busters, back in development for PC and consoles. So I figured this would be fun. That's kind of retro ish. An unreleased Super Nintendo platformer is finally... What? An unreleased Super Nintendo platformer's finally got to get its day of glory? Take out the word is. Unreleased Super Nintendo platformer finally got to get its day of glory. See? Come on, man. Almost 3 decades after it was co-signed to Oblivion. Thanks to publisher Pix and Love and developer Aurora Game Studios, Nightmare Busters is back in development for PC and consoles. Originally designed and coded by Studio Arcade Zone, Nightmare Busters was a 2-player running gun title following the escapades of a pair of leprechaun siblings as they attempt to keep nightmarish creatures from disturbing the sleep of the innocent. The finished game would see players journey through 6 fantasy colorful worlds en route to a showdown with the Nightmare King Tyrant. So that's just an image? I was hoping for a trailer? No trailers at all, eh? Fine. Working alongside some of the Nightbusters' original developers, Aurora Game Studios are hoping to retain the spirit and gameplay of the original SNES title, while sprucing things up for modern audiences with new visuals, luscious hand-drawn animation, overall controls, redesigned stages, and a selection of new modes and features, including speedrun-friendly options, multiple difficulty settings, and a museum mode curating the game's storied history. Nightmare Busters Rebirth is currently in its pre-production stages, and as such, no release date or specific console platforms have been confirmed. But given that Aurora are going the hand-drawn animation route, it might be a few more years before our nightmare-hating heroes see their sweet dreams come true.
This might have been better served released as a Kickstarter project. Like, seriously.
I agree. I will also say I think they would have been better off going with a more pixelated... I'm not a huge fan of the characters. The leprechauns do not look particularly... Yeah, like this one here in the bottom, there's something about like the shading of him that makes him look like he's literally like... Someone cut him out and just pasted him onto that screen there. Like...
Like he literally doesn't belong with the rest of the game art, and that's not a feel you're looking for.
Exactly. I mean, I guess we'll have to see what it's like. I mean, if it's all hand-drawn, though, too, like, that in itself is always impressive. But I just, I don't feel it as the game, like, maybe that's just me, I'm not sure.
Well, remember, these are probably pre-production images, so we're probably not even seeing... If that's early gameplay, I'm really surprised, because this sounds like an announcement thing, like they're announcing that the project is beginning.
That's true.
Which is why I was talking about why isn't this a Kickstarter? I don't know.
Oh, okay, this image does not depict the final quality of the game. Okay.
Okay,
so this
good.
could be just artwork. All right. I like that. Okay, I can deal with that. All right, so we're gonna go have a look at another new game. Let's Build a Zoo. Looks like an adorable zoo management sim with a dark side. Splicing animal genes has never gone wrong. Today, publisher No More Robots and developer Spring-Loaded Games announced Let's Build a Zoo, a new management game all about maintaining a zoo. But while it looks cute as heck, there's a shadier side to this whole thing should you choose to peel back the veneer. Let's Build a Zoo puts you in the manager seat of an animal sanctuary, creating enclosures and filling them with animals. It's not quite as simple as simply building a panda pen and placing bears in them, though. There's also genetic splicing. That's right, we're going full-on Jurassic Park with this, using futuristic tools. Let's Build a Zoo will let you fuse together any two animals with over 300,000 combinations possible. No more robots. Mike Rose shared a few examples, like the Crocoduck or Owlibara. What?
Owlibara.
A capybara and an owl. Oh my god. Or what? A chicow. It's a chicken and a cow, so the chicken's head is on the cow's body. Oh my god.
But what about a bara owl? Like, there's more than one way to combine those two things.
I guess it depends on which one you start with.
Aha. This game's gonna be a lot of fun for nerds like us.
Yep. Just because it's strange and fun. And, well, sim management shit, so... Anyways, let's watch this trailer they got here real quick.
Yeah.
I like the style of it so far. I like the pixeliness, of course. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Wait, what? Is this just all unfurling as you walk or something? Like what? No, this is just a trailer, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It may be a trailer of your introductions. Oh no, this probably is just a trailer.
Or maybe that's how it starts out, is they just give you a bunch of different, like... Oh, no. Yeah, it's a trailer. Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is bad. Oh, this is bad for me and Steve. I want it on the... Oh, God. What did I do? So we all want... Okay, so let me just go and just do the smart thing right now.
Too many levels of management sim. Help me. Like, literally, send help.
Is it? It's there. I'm requesting a key code right now. Yes, 100%.
If they give it to you, like, in a decent manner, I will play it at the end of next cast.
Oh, no, you don't get to play it. I want to play this.
Oh, no.
Listen, I don't request all the games for you, sir.
You're right. You don't.
You'll branch out your sin, though. Don't you worry. You'll start getting into these things, and you'll be all, give me my games. And they're like, whoa. And I'll be like, come on, Steve, you gotta be nicer about it than that shit.
I'll be like, give me your game so I can play for 5,000 hours. And then I only play for 1,000 hours, and they still get way more than they were hoping for.
Engage in black market trading, where you can buy and sell rare animals. You can work your staff to the bone and essentially turn your zoo into a meat factory, according to a press release sent out today. Does a sudden from cutesy zoo manager potentially playing God for profit creep me out? Absolutely. Am I still very much intrigued by the possibilities? Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Let's Build a Zoo will be coming out this summer with a closed PC beta happening sometime soon. Ooh. Yeah.
It reminds me of Graveyard Keeper all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I got really mortified about it, but I guess I'll live. I don't know.
Okay. Last thing we have here from Destructoid. Super Mario Party randomly got a huge update that enables online play. I had to cover this because I knew that Mr. Game Hunter mentioned it already, and it's important. Super Mario Party came out in 2018. Let's just take that in perspective. 3 years ago. 3 years before they got online multiplayer. Why?
Well, you can't blame COVID for all of it.
No,
because I know that's going to be part of their argument. They can't not have that as part of their argument. I'm going to understand that. But what about the years prior to that pandemic affecting your ability to do things? Did you just not care about your gamers wanting to play one of your biggest multiplayer games together?
And apparently there's some limitations. Some minigames aren't playable online.
And it looks like a big old list.
Wait, Nintendo notes that if two players are playing on their own systems, they can't play with two people using a third system, but you can play two people per system and play between 3 and 4 players. What?
So you and Jeremy can play, or I and you can play.
Yeah. So you're looking at 2-player actual multiplayer at most. And if you have someone in the house that also wants to play with you guys, only one extra person on each console, by the way.
It's not terrible, but did they really just throw a Hail Mary and this fails?
Exactly, Jeremy. Why? Why is this
You took 3 years to give us this pile of shit. I'm not even playing it. I don't own it, but I have friends who I might want to watch play it together, and this feels oddly restrictive for no reason. Why not let them play all those games together?
Exactly.
Why? Oh, we can't figure out the netcode? Well, then say that when you release the game, instead of pretending you can make things sunshine and roses. I'm just going to let Nintendo have it on this one. This is supposed to be a party game, and you're not giving me a party feel.
Well, I guess they want people to be at your place to have a party. Oh, the progress. Yeah, I guess so, but I mean...
That had to have happened before 2020, though. That had to have happened. My question is,
why can we do this with Mario Kart, but we can't do it with Mario Party? What is the restriction there?
You know, you have a good point. There's a completely different game mode called Coins, and then there's so many different ways to control the regular, and then you can also literally just race. There are ways to just race Mario Kart.
Well, there's a game that we play called Pokemon, and we set up our own little code, and we put it in, and then the 3 of us, actually 4 of us have played before, so we can definitely do 4 players on different systems playing a game, but just not Mario Party. Why? Seriously though, if they gave us a reason and it was valid, I mean, okay, no problem. You gave us at least something, but I don't know, just wouldn't it be cool to play with just 2 consoles and hope that you got someone around that wants to play too? What? I don't know. Anywho, let's get out of this, just because this could just be a loop forever.
I was gonna say I'm gonna rage again at this rate.
Well, I got a very interesting story that I mentioned to you earlier that we'll get into. This is something crazy, and as a collector, again, the collecting stuff is going up again. My eyes look like they're almost closed. Jesus. Queen Elizabeth II's 24-karat gold Nintendo Wii is up for sale on eBay, and I believe the starting bid was $300,000. Yeah, that is very cheap.
So this is gonna surpass that game, that sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers that we were talking about a couple casts ago as the thing that's going to sell as the most expensive gaming stuff in history.
I mean,
why is this happening so fast? What?
It looks fantastic. I would love to have it, but I don't have $300,000 for not for that. I'd rather buy.
And that's the low end. You know it's going to go up over $1 million.
Well, you need to pay.
And that's American.
Anyways, in 2009, publisher THQ commissioned the creation of a golden Nintendo Wii and had it delivered to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II at Buckingham Palace as a part of a marketing stunt meant to promote its latest title, Big Family Games. You'd assume the Queen never touched the console, but as outlined in this hilarious episode of People Make Games, Her Majesty reportedly has an affinity for Wii bowling. So we can't entirely rule out the possibility of her taking her 24-karat golden console for a spin. We're not really sure what the method behind the madness was. This seems like a very expensive publicity stunt for a game. Why gift the monarch a golden Wii? Is it a patriotic token of appreciation? Is it a symbol of her wealth? Or perhaps it's a commentary on how the English monarchy looted and plundered Africa for all its gold? Nevertheless, the golden console eventually found its way into the hands of collector Donnie Fillerup. He's now putting parts of his collection up for sale. The headline item is surprisingly this notorious 24-karat gold-plated Wii, which is listed on eBay for $300,000, with all you need to pay for shipping. So,
I need to pay for shipping!
I said that earlier, dude. Despite being much more valuable than a normal Wii, there are no performance differences with the gold version, and it comes with a complimentary copy of Big Family Games. Well worth the price and shipping costs, right?
I love that the Queen has an affinity for Wii Bowl. Why is it through this article we find that out? Also, why did THQ... I mean, I know it's part of a promotion, but why did they give it to the Queen? Was this something done only in the UK?
Big Family Games? I mean...
Yeah. Apparently the game also... or Jeremy's asking if the game is also encased in gold.
I have no idea, but either way, like that, it looks amazing. Although it looks like it has some like scuffs and crumbs on it. What were you doing with it, man?
Yeah, this thing looks like it needs some.
Did she spill tea
care.
on this?
She was playing Wii bowling and doing tea and crumpets. That's amazing. This is worth more than $5 million. That's the last monarch's personal Wii. And it's 24-karat gold. I can't believe I just said that and I believe it. But, yep. Well, that's going to hold the place for the most expensive gaming stuff for a while. We're going to have to find out how much this goes for when all is said and done, right?
I think he was just selling his buy now for $300,000, but...
Really? I thought it was an auction.
We could probably go look for the auction somewhere, but...
I'm going to go look.
Anyways, we're going to move into the Kickstarters for this week. And we're starting off with a game called Whisker Squadron. Forward-scrolling aerial combat with feline heroes and a procedurally generated world from the creators of Race the Sun. It's already backed. You're looking for $36,900. They're at $54,250. They have almost 1,000 backers with 6 days to go. I thought it was interesting that it was an aerial combat, but then they also mentioned procedurally generated world. That seemed very interesting to me, so I had to see it. And plus, it's been funded, so it must look decent for enough people to want to fund it. So let's have a look. Oh my God! What? It's a procedurally generated Star Fox game. Oh my God!
Hello, I'm down. Also, I found that listing. 300K or best offer.
Oh wow.
So, does that mean bidding is open?
Could I like offer him like $200 and like my eternal gratitude? It'd be really funny if he's all like, you know, I was not expecting someone to bid that, so I'm gonna do it. Just because I'm a nice guy. Like, what?
Needed some eternal gratitude.
That would wake up from my dream. Okay. Go back!
This game looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
Procedurally generated bosses. Whoa! Yeah, dude, this is... And it's all cats, so I mean, if you're a cat person, you're gonna love this. Flip fly, little... We are funded, thank you. Now, on to stretch goals. Oh God. Stretch goal number 1, split screen co-op. Stretch goal number 2, customizable ships, which they both have unlocked. Right? Going for stretch goal 3. Ooh. Alright, they are looking for, let's see, copy of the game, $20 US, 25 Canadian.
Not bad at all.
Soundtrack for $30. Add a access to private beta of the game and starting in June. Get a digital art book. Print your own papercraft ship and your name as a supporter in the credits. So you get to print your own papercraft ship, Steve. That's something that you'd be into.
Oh wow! Heck yeah!
Right? For $75, you can get an in-game item and 2 copies of the game. Let's see, 3 copies of the game and stickers for $100. 125 stickers for friends and 4 copies of the game. So, see, they're increasing the amount of games. So at least like they're adding more to it than just like, hey, it's a T-shirt. Now give me another $50. It's like no. So I like that. Oh shit! Actually, you also get copies of Race the Sun and Evergarden. There are other 2 games.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You get their other 2 games, a copy of Race the Sun and Evergarden.
How much do they want for that tier?
125 and 4 copies of the game, and soundtrack, and digital art book, and print your own papercraft, and beta access, and exclusive ship item, and your name in the credits, and exclusive stickers. You done that?
Are we starting to get crazy yet?
No, you just asked what was in the fucking tier, and I told you.
That tier is pretty crazy. I like it though. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just telling you what they added in there, and you asked me everything was in there. So I told you. Anyways, for $200, besides everything above, you'll get another free copy. Oh no, you'll get a free copy of the PC game Flip Fly, past and future. You also get to send us a photo of yourself or your pet to be added to the secret Easter egg level of the game.
Wow.
For $500, your furry friend joins the squad. Ooh. So for all the above, you get an immortality to your pet or your animal persona, who will become part of the Whisker Squadron. You send the photo, we do the rest. Oh, so that's not bad. That's pretty cool. For $1,000, everything else, plus we will program a custom personal shadow for you from the in-game characters, which you'll be able to activate with a special code. Characters call you out by name if you'd like, or friend or family member. You can even make this involve your personalized character from the lower tier, or work with you on the details. You'll also be invited to exclusive Zoom meeting with the developers during the closed beta phase around October 2021. And other than that, they had an early bird edition. But I really like the game, procedurally generated, like Star Fox game. That's and I say Star Fox game. And hopefully they're not going to take offense to that. I doubt they will. When you're referring to a series such as Star Fox, I'm sure you're not going to take offense to being referred to a game such as theirs, because this looks fantastic. It really does.
I would say they're a standard setter in the genre. So yeah, no, if you don't like that, we're sorry. We're meaning it only in the best of ways. I want to play this game, and there aren't many games like this I want to play. So
yeah, I'm not a huge shoot 'em up person, and I was never like fantastic at Star Fox. Yes, I finished it, but it wasn't like I sat down and played it once and finished it. It took a long time, but yeah. I like this just because I like the brightness that's in it as well. It's quite nice.
Can't wait to see people play this game, because
we're
going to
see
see.
Steam.
Oh,
Done.
What's this game called again?
Whisker Squadron. Let me see if I can request a key for it as well.
You were talking about Star Fox, and I held back my memories of Star Fox 64, but I'm going to mention them now. I was thinking about that earlier today. It's one of the games that I spent a lot of time playing, and I beat like all 3 or all 4 routes. I think there's 4 now, if I remember correctly. I went out of my way with that game because it was so much fun and so different than everything I had played, because I didn't get to play the SNES release. So when I see a game like this and I talk about that as being like a genre standard setting game or series, and it really makes me want to play, this is a big deal for me. This is a really big deal for me. And the odd thing is the cats only help. That gives it like a silly, fun, kind of kilter canter to it. Yeah, I want to see this game. I want to play it. And I appreciate that you're asking for a key for me.
What do you mean I'm going to ask for a key for you?
You said I'm going to ask for a key for you.
No, I didn't say for you. No, you go ahead and praise no one's mouth here, sir.
Okay.
Anyways, we're going to move on to our next Kickstarter. It's called Monster Tribe, Open World Monster Tamer.
Hi,
I figured you guys would be all like, hey, what's that? Okay, they just went up some money. They're looking for $15,000. They're currently at $12,698 with 15 days to go. 278 backers. Let's have a look. It looks like Steam and Switch. Ooh, retro look. I like it. I like. That's a good. I like that so far. Not inhabited by spirits. An ancient civilization long gone. Very pixel-like. The trees are a little bit drab though. They could probably come off sprites for that if they really wanted to. Come on, don't be like that. Oh, I actually kind of like it how they made like a piece of paper and like fits. Oh, you added fishing, son of a bitch. That looks just so much
whoa. Is this on Steam?
I would say it will be, yeah. I think it's at Steam and Switch, yeah.
Wishlisted. Oh, it's gonna come out December 2021. You don't say.
Can I throw that in the chat?
Can do. I'm a linky bastard today.
Linky bastard. Yeah.
Yep.
85% of the goal. That's nice.
The Game Hunter was just saying that Mega Man Battle Network battle system is cool, and that's exactly what I thought about it as well. It's a little cramped though. It's not quite the same.
Yes, you never know. It could be something that you just need to get used to. Like I said, I'm not even used to that style at all, so that would be my first iteration of it, really. So they're looking for $15 Canadian. Oh, is this a Canadian-made game? Yeah, Toronto, Canada. Yeah, it's not often we get Canadian-based games. Usually they're from like Europe or the US. Yeah, so $15 for the game to pre-order. Digital media pack, $25, includes let's see, high-res wallpapers and OST, $30 for beta access tier, $45 for digital art book pack, $60 for Cave of Heroes tier, which is have your name written somewhere in the Cave of Heroes, and an in-game area dedicated to Monster Tribe fans. Or sorry, an in-game area dedicated to Monster Tribe fans. Physical art book pack is $80. Ooh, physical art book's nice. $100 for dedicated plaque tier. Custom-made plaque with your desired name, up to the team's discretion, in the Cave of Heroes, in the in-game area. Monster Fusion Creator Pack for $150. Work with the game's developers to design a custom fusion for a monster found in the game. What would they do? Fusion.
Wow.
$200 gets a dedicated small statue tier. Get a custom-made statue, 16 by 16 pixels, to represent your identity in-game with your desired name. Dedicated Heroes. Dedicated medium statue tier. Dedicated large statue tier. Official monster creator pack. Work with the game's developers to design a custom-made monster and its own 2 unique fusions for everyone to find and catch in-game. All gone is the $500 official character creator pack to create a custom NPC that will be found in the main town of the game's story. So it looks like this person is probably, if I was to guess, working by themselves. Let me go all the way up as best I can here. Yeah, Reese Goffrey. I might be butchering your name. But yeah, it looks like they're working by themselves. So if you notice, the tiers are actually all in-game stuff mostly. There is a couple of physical things, mostly being the art book and stuff, but it looks like those most of the tiers are going to be in-game stuff because they probably can't afford to get, because they're not a studio, they don't probably have those connections to make all this extra swag, as we call it, I guess. So it's still nice though. At least you're giving other tiers as best you can, and you didn't go too overboard with it, which was nice. So.
Well, and it just looks like a fun game to play, and the concept is solid enough that you can give mostly digital stuff as a first offering. Now, I would hope that he learns from this and comes back and makes another game with a studio and offers a lot more than this, because I think he's got more to offer people. I think that is just the beginning.
Yeah.
I haven't even played the game yet.
Like, I'm not going to lie, the environment looks a little basic a lot of times. But again, like, if you're doing this on your own, like, there's only so much, like, okay, I have to do the lighting, I have to do the all the animation, I have to do all the sprites, I have to do all the templates and, like, layouts for all the different, like, areas I want to have in game, and it's probably a lot to do on your own. And then there's probably a soundtrack that he's doing. So I mean, again, I'm not going to hold that against him, but I'm sure, like every other dev who especially work on their own, eventually he's just going to keep getting better and better anyways. So it's a step in the right direction, I think, at the very least.
For sure. Well, like I said, I think the concept carries a lot of things in that whole area again. So I'm gonna shrug at that part. Sometimes you need a basic game to have a fun concept in it. Oh, Stefan's all excited. What's going on?
Alright, so our next Kickstarter is called The PiePacker, an online multiplayer for retro games. Pledged, they wanted 92,000, we're at 170,000. It's a console. It was fun in 20 hours, 805 backers, 21 days to go. I had to check it out because I was like, wait, what? New multiplayer gaming platform in early access with pre-built catalog and its dedicated cartridge reader to play your own games.
Huh.
So I think it's almost like finding a way to, like, hey, I'm going to connect to Steve and his PiePacker, and we're going to play games together. Which, if that works and it's fast, that could be fun. Oh god, that was so loud, I shit my pants. Oh, you can video chat and 3D face filming? What? All games available for free. PiePacker, play together. Did you invite friends? What?
What? It's like Discord, but while gaming.
Save? How does it save? Unload. Rewind? What? Sport?
You can't plug in a rock. Get out of here.
Okay, so Kickstarter connects curators and backers to fund projects, rewards on guaranteed creators must regularly update. Only charge the project meets its funding goal by the campaign deadline. Well, it has, so good, that's cool. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, I can't see this having too many. Oh, they got worms on there too? Of course they do. Yeah, I can't see this having too many tiers, but I don't know, I could be wrong. Okay, for $40, you get a digital pass, which allows you to play the games online with friends and try advanced premium features for 6 months.
Okay.
For $100, you get an eternal digital pass, which is a lifetime premium membership, Kickstarter exclusive. You get 3D AR masks, 7 of them, Founder's Cold icon next to your name, access to Discord. $100 for the Pi Reader Starter Pack Early Bird. You get the Pi Reader and 1 console adapter. Oh, so for like Nintendo or something like that. Okay. $180 Pi Reader Bundle Infinite. Secure your Pi Reader with 2 adapters of your choice with a premium membership for life. Alright, the next one is $1,500.
Holy crap.
Inside the Pietrix, become the architect and make history with the VIP multipass to the PiePacker universe. Pitch and build your own 3D mask, game character, and enjoy all the rest of the loot as a member for life. This exclusive pack shipping is included. Design your own mask, create your own character, Dome Edition Pi Reader and 3 adapters, Micro Mages and Xenocrisis cartridges, lifetime premium membership, digital AR masks, 3 rare 3D AR masks, early access to PiePacker, name and credits, gold PiePacker icon, all sort of stuff that wouldn't matter so much to myself. $10,000, the Elon Musk pack. 2 legendary warriors will unlock unlimited powers to change the future of PiePacker. As true members of our team, you travel to France, influence our upcoming projects, enjoy the comfort of lovely stays. We spend time together and party like it's 1990 all over again. Of course, shipping included for your physical goods here. Oh, wow. Full week trip for 2 people to France to hang out with the team. 2 hours gaming Q&A time with the team live. Team member status, try all upcoming games before anyone else. Producer title, next game credits. Become a guest producer and help us make our next game. Create your own character in one of our original games. 2 signed creator, 2 copies signed by creators, Micro Mages and Xenocrisis cartridges. 2 design your own masks, 2 lifetime premium memberships, 2 Dome Edition Pi Readers and 3 adapters. Yeah, okay, 2 of everything basically. I understand. Yeah. All gone. Digital Pass Eternal Early Bird. Pi Reader Bundle Infinite Early Bird. All-Inclusive Early Bird. Jesus. Oh, my eyes are so dry. And the All-Inclusive, which is the Dome Edition Pi Reader and 3 adapters. A copy of Micro Mages and Xenocrisis signed by both the creators. Lifetime premium membership. So on and so forth. And you had 100 backers for that are already gone. Wow.
I get it. People like the PiePacker. Holy crap.
Yep. Oh wow, a lot of people have covered it already. Yogscast, Spirit Gamer in France, TechCrunch, JuVideo.com, Yahoo News.
Wow.
John Riggs talked about it. Retro Ralph, Yogscast, Bob Lennon, and Javi Consolos, which is the Spanish.
Right.
Jesus. Twitch integration. Oh my god. Bring in GB ROMs, local multiplayer mode, competition and leaderboards. Holy shit. Get keys with social media actions to unlock gifts for all backers. What? Currently supports NES, not Famicom. So if it takes NES, that means it'll take the NES cards, not the Famicom cards. But if you have one of the adapters for Famicom to NES like I have, you should be able to still do it, I would think.
Probably.
Also Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis Mega Drive.
That's nice.
And it looks clean. I like it. Doesn't look like the games are very far in it. Like, it almost looks like it's... I don't know, like it's gonna be like the slot is up out of the console itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now the one that they're talking about here, the dome, literally has a dome to go over it. No, I didn't know what it was. It scared me for a second, actually. How does it work? Connect, plug, play. Jesus. All right. Oh yeah, and they already said any controller, even Bluetooth ones work. USB ports at the front of the cartridge reader only here for local multiplayer. Wow. And they even have a catalog of games there too, like Earthworm Jim, Sensible Soccer, Yazzie. Oh, Yazzie, I actually have a copy of that. Where is that? I seen that not so long ago. It was there somewhere. So yeah, Micromaniacs Racing, Twin Dragons. Yeah, a lot of these are like the new NES games that you see from was it Megcat Studios and Danjin and those kind of publishers. So that's cool, because then they have another place to put their games. So.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, welcome back, Peter. I know it was probably a while ago. Anyways, our last Kickstarter for tonight is called Skeler Boy 2D Game Retro Pixel Art. A 2.5D horror pixel art video game open world with anaglyph 3D scenes for PC, Android, and iOS with cartridge replic NES and Game Boy. Oh, replicas, I guess. They're looking for 13,435. They're only sitting at 6,500. 8 days to go. 66 backers. I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but it looks like they have some unique stuff. So it sounded interesting as well. So let's take a look.
Quite curious about this one. Falling down a pit there for a second. What the heck?
Okay, yeah, this is all again. All looking at them babies. That thing trips me the fuck out.
Whoa. I had a feeling it was a horror game, but...
Well, it says that it's turned into a hefty horror pixel game. But it's open world. Jesus. I'm very surprised that this has 8 days to go and it's not backed yet.
How much does it need?
It's at like 50%.
I think this is gonna get surprise backed overnight.
I hope so. This needs to. It's at 49% of its goal, yeah. Oh, man. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
2D old school, 2.5D side scroll. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Like, I was wondering when someone was finally going to start doing what Square was doing to make the old, like, 16-bit pixel, you know, sprites and stuff, but, like, giving it that almost, like, 3D look, like Octopath Traveler, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that was really cool to see. So let's see what they have here for reward tiers. Okay, the digital copy of the game is €12 or 18 Canadian. Oh, that's for Steam, Android, or iOS. So wait, why is it the same price for a DRM free copy of the game? Or Steam key, whichever you prefer. Plus the previous reward, thousands of thanks. Wait, but that's the same amount of money. Oh, he's only got 5 backers for that. I don't know why people didn't back him for that. Digital copy of the game, 5 wallpapers, the map, anger, plus previous awards, €35, 3 maps, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, 2 analog 3D wallpapers for your computer. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Physical game and DVD for €50 or 75 Canadian. Anaglyph 3D glasses come with it. Your name and credits, a photograph, a poster, a physical map denial, plus the previous awards. €65 gives you a keychain with the character Skeler, 3D poster with the characters, and a physical map anger. €85 gives you a t-shirt, 3 Skeler Boy postcards, a 3D poster, a physical map bargaining, plus previous awards. 100 gives you a keychain with the character Megan, game music on a pen drive, Game Boy and NES box replica, a 50 by 30 poster, physical map depression, plus previous award. I like that he's given these physical maps.
Mm-hmm.
For €130, Nintendo cartridges and boxes replica, posters signed by the creators, physical map acceptance. 160, Integrity, Skeler Boy comic, Skeler VHS tape replica, mystery keychain, plus a previous awards. For $250, Trust, you'll be an NPC. It will have your name, your appearance without entering the game. You'll be around the map and you'll have conversation, merchant, civil, etc. 2 posters of your character, 2 posters in 3D, plus previous awards. See, like, that's a beefy, like,
wow.
You go up to that, and all of a sudden you're going to become an NPC. Plus, you're going to get 2 posters of your NPC and 2 3D posters. Plus, everything else before that, all those maps and shit like that. Those are nice bonuses.
He keeps adding all the previous tiers in with the next one, and I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah, it's a lot to be giving away, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Liberation for €450. You'll receive a gray and red replica jacket. Wow, of Skeler Boy. Your name and the intro of the game, making of complete of Skeler Boy in DVD, plus the previous awards. And the last one is $1,000. Producer of Skeler Boy. You will be an important character in the game. Your name, your appearance within the game. You will have a lot of conversation and history, and we do not guarantee that your character will survive.
No.
But we do not guarantee your character will survive. Damn.
That kind of makes sense because then maybe people will like your character more because they died. Aerith syndrome. But that's an interesting detail to put in there like that. Like, no, we're not even going to discuss this outright ahead of time. This is done and over with. We're probably going to kill this character off.
Yeah, look at all this stuff, like, in these rewards. That's just some of them. That's not all of it.
Why is this not funded?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it looks good. And, like, again, I'm not into horror games, but I would play this.
Yes, I said Aerith syndrome. Yes. Don't judge me.
Oh, wow. The reward maps are actually lead you to bugs within the game, where you can discover hidden places, strange characters, and they'll help you understand the history of Skeler Boy.
Oh, cool.
See, so then not only that, but he's also giving you extras because of that. Like,
yeah.
Like that's that. And see, this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to be having all these extra tiers, make them worthwhile.
You don't even have to do much. That's stuff that he was aware of in the game. He said, let's work with it and add stuff.
Look at the jacket, dude.
Oh, wow.
That's really nice.
Yeah. That's a Letterman jacket with a hood, and it's got the long arms. It just blows my mind. How is this game not funded? I asked it. I'm going to ask it.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Are you sure that you are you? Wow. I just had to get a little of that horror in there before we all righted.
I just got to have a couple last things to go over real quick for the people who reached out to me through email in the past couple of days, the stuff that stood out the most. The first one being, this is from Uber Strategist, Brazil's Independent Game Festival, which is called BIG, the BIG Festival, is the largest event of its kind in Latin America and announcing the finalists for this year's competition. Not only that, but Exola, the marketing and monetization services company, is providing more than $100,000 in prizes, including cash, Exola services, subscriptions, and more. Big Festival features talent from around the globe with participants from more than 50 countries, as well as a ton of homegrown talent. We love it if you help showcase the amazing work done by these hardworking developers and tell your readers to tune in May 3rd to 9th, 2021 to watch the big event, which is at www.bigfestival.com.br. If you have any additional questions or would like to speak with Gustavo Steinberg, director of Big Festival, please let us know and I'll help me set it up. So yeah, this is part of the press release here. Jesus.
DMP, always in at the tail end of the cast.
Hey, you're getting in.
The scenes of the world.
That doesn't mean we love you any less. Welcome
Play
to the
games
stream.
for free and improve your skills talking to developers, designers, and other
Yeah, if you register to
professionals
go to
from
this
the
event, you can play all the games for free, by the way.
Big Festival 2021.
Oh, wow.
The biggest games festival in Latin America. May 3rd to 9th at bigfestival.com.br.
And yeah, they're going to have a lot of big people in there. They were talking about the head of the Amazon marketing supposed to be there. They have Google Play. They have Xbox, Nintendo. There's going to be a lot of like big names there as well. So.
Oh, can't wait to see what comes out of the convention.
Yeah, it seems like there's going to be a lot going on there for that. So I wanted to make a quick mention of it just so that people were aware that it's there. Go and register to watch and, like I said, play all the games for free if you are if you're going to have some time there between May 3rd and 9th. Along with the incredible 90 games, attendees can look forward to presentations from some of the industries and the world's most prolific and renowned companies, including Google, Amazon, Nintendo, Xbox Game Studios, and many more. So, yeah. There's a bunch of different games that they have there as well.
Yay for a games event in 2021. Yay.
The more the better, right?
Exactly.
Hey, I can't go to conventions. It's all online, though, so at least that we can all go if we want to.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to another game that's on Steam. I'm going to add that to my wish list right now. It's called Vylan. If you want to look that one up, Steve.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Not Vylan, but Vylan.
That's right. Vylan is a 100-level tile-based platformer about beating each level under a certain amount of time. Fun! It came out the 22nd of April 2021, so let's watch the trailer. It's $5.69, by the way. So it's not super expensive.
Wait a minute. Is this Portal before Portal?
Maybe.
This is insane. I love it.
It's very simplistic, but it looks fun.
This is the kind of game you want to beat once.
And then be like, I'm done. It's not super hard.
You're like, I did it. 100 levels. I did it.
Fuck you. Those last 10 levels were bullshit. So rage game, got it. Never again. I understand, Game Owner. And the last thing I'm going to show you guys tonight is Seven Raven Studios. They have a couple of different games out. The one that I'm looking for here, show me, there it is. Skylia Prophecy was the one that actually brought me here. The games look awesome, by the way, but we're going to watch this trailer real quick. Let's go to YouTube and watch it there where it's on a bigger screen. Alright. Does this look awesome?
Whoa.
Alright.
Stab. Wow, a fully clothed female protag. I'm impressed. Want to buy differing attacks. DMP. I'm pretty sure this is a one stab only game. Yeah, one stab only. So. Now that he said that, this game is a little less fun for me, but...
No, I mean, it's no worse than like some of the retro games. It's not like Mega Man's Pea Shooter or Evercade, but well, that's a lot. Turn into a Mega Buster eventually. But then we need a second game in the series first. Jesus Christ, DMP. Slow it down. Looks pretty cool otherwise, though. Not particularly groundbreaking. No, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's just
a fun little thing.
But yeah, no, they have a couple of other games here too that we could have a look at. Let's see, there's Rusty Spout, The Rescue Adventure, Ghost Sweeper, Metalloid Origin, I think could be one of the other ones listed there. Oh, Switch. Running gun? Okay.
Oh, you ain't kidding. That's a fast start. Oh. That looks different.
Okay, yeah, now this one looks really good too. I would actually want to say that's probably better than the last one we're looking at. Not that the last one was terrible, but like you said, because of the limited attacks, that can be a bit. You know, we are in a modern age. We expect a little bit more, especially in games like a Metroidvania-like game, where like this here is very Mega Man-like. Ooh. Wasn't bad at all. That's pretty good. So yeah, if you're looking for a new company to follow for some of their new games, head over to Seven Raven Studios, because it looks like they have some fun stuff there that a lot of us might be into. But anywho, that's the end of the stream, the podcast tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed and got a little bit of something out of the podcast. We usually cover at least something you want to see at some point. So let me just refresh here. We'll see who we're going to rate up tonight.
Oh, a bit shorter of a cast tonight, even though we had a bunch of news.
Hey, 2.5 hours is not terrible.
No, that's still hitting a nice sweet spot. It's not too short of a cast, that's for sure.
You know
I had fun.
I know exactly who I'm going to raid, and it's going to be one of Steve's, I guess, what would you call them? Acquaintances. Mr. Six's acquaintance, I'm going to raid up right now. We're going to raid up JakiJo, who's playing some King's Quest 6. And there look, he got all excited. He's all like, oh, King's Quest 6! It's like, it's got my name in it and everything.
It does. I have to sit up and pay attention and wake up a little.
Alright, so thank you all for joining us this evening. Hopefully we'll be coming back more often, unless there's like little news or something like that. I think that's kind of what happened last time. Or no, I was sorting stuff out with trying to get a van and stuff going. So, But anyways, have yourselves a good evening, have a good weekend, and we will see you next week. Until then, love you.
Yeah, thanks for attending the cast. Bye.
Right. Let's go right up, JakiJo. Let's go.